pointing at Teru, right? Because he's the only one in the kitchen who had portable stove. They used to fire those, right? God dang it! What? Why? Why would you do that, Teru?
You're the only one!
Dang it! Why?
Could it be you?
It's already been decided. I only know who's my favorite one of all is Teru. Well, second, I would say.
What are you talking about?
You the one last person there.
Teru's the killer? Is that true?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
You're the only one in the kitchen, right?
Of course, that's simply my assumption. So if you have an objection, please speak freely. Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer? Because the portable stove used in the murder came from the kitchen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic?
That's the only thing we could think of.
You're cruel. Cruel. Too cruel. Terry. That attitude is so not like you. For the ultimate cook to get so upset.
I ain't trying to mess with him.
Call me chef. If you fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts? The future of the culinary arts?
I don't know what to mean up to. She's trying to mess with us.
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
You're just trying to mess in with us. I'm pretty sure you were trying to mess with us.
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
Are you seriously trying to take a sides with him?
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
I couldn't know what that is.
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later.
I don't know what that is.
Now you tell me, why are you interfering? Let's assume that the killer used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light,
Yes.
and that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what? It's dark under the floorboards too. So how would they be able to stab Byakuya?
Oh, the glow paint. He must have spotted what the glow paint is, but like, that's a mark.
You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed. That's right. What do you think about that?
Well, that's one thing. There's a glow paint on it, does it?
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboards.
Yeah, that might be the thing.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
Yeah, that you would talk about. You talk about that glowing paint.
What? A shining liquid in the dark? That sounds super important!
It does!
If there was a shiny mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
The victim was talking about Mark. What was the mark? The knife you were referring to.
I can prove it with
Because
this.
the knife have a glow paint on it.
The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
By using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab even in the dark.
Yep.
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person. They just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
In other words, if Teru, I'm not sure. I would say Teru, but the killer might saw if the glow paint starts to move, they will someone stab immediately.
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
So, killer used the mark that I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing. I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife.
Well, of course it is. You know, sounds like man, like being stupid.
But if they were able to do that, wouldn't that mean the killer knew about Nabiko's plan all along?
Well, Teru!
Seriously, I don't know anything. Really, I don't know anything at all.
Oh, sure, you just like hiding something. One point you were, but you weren't in the kitchen like preparing the dishes before the party starts, does it?
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
Why?
You again? Just stop already!
Hey, she's trying to keep messing with us.
Now, We should give everyone a fair opportunity to speak. If Teru is the killer, that would mean he went to the storage room during the blackout.
Yes.
And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
She heard Teru's voice.
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
Yeah, that's the voice that Teru is talking. If Teru was underneath the floorboard, then they would not know that Teru was in the dining hall this whole time.
She heard Teru's voice in the dining hall?
Doesn't that prove Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout?
Not really.
That's right! That's exactly it!
You're seriously taking sides with Nakito? Really, Teru?
But Teru was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So, why was he in the dining hall?
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there.
Well, even then, the blackout would have to turn all the lights off, including in the kitchen.
Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall toward everyone's voices.
Does it?
Well, it's not that far to move along the wall from the kitchen to the dining hall.
That sounds fishy.
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking their sweat.
Ew, no! Don't even think about that.
So, if you want, you should try licking me.
Oh, God. Something tells me you're being so horny, Teru. Seriously. I think you'd kind of feel lonely for some reason.
No way! You look greasy.
Ha! Rejected.
But I heard Teru's voice in the dining hall! Ibuki swears on her honor!
Well, you can't deny her.
That's right. Teru was in the dining hall, not the storage room. Which means he's not the killer.
There must be some other race.
That's not it. Why? Why do you keep falsely accusing me?
Oh, God, you had to make that face, Teru.
It's not like I want to blame you. You should be so proud of yourself, Hajime. You're just progressing toward the hope you believe in.
Does it?
Now, Hajime, show me more of your hope. Will that be enough to crush Teru's hope?
Okay, you don't have to talk very weird. Okay, do a final one. We're almost close to the end, does it? Deny, blessing, the floor. The gap under the floor. Ah, I see. It doesn't have, like, iron for it. So, it might be a part of where the stabbing part, right? Maybe use that
Let me
for
ask
calling
you
a
again.
voice?
Did you go to the storage room during the blackout?
There's no way I went to the storage room. I was somewhere totally different.
Uh-huh.
I definitely heard Teru's voice. It's handsome, unlike his face.
What?
Maybe it was recording or something? Nope, definitely a live voice.
Right, as long as I have her testimony. The fact that I was in the dining hall cannot be disputed.
Yes!
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Oh, that's new. It's a contradiction. Ha!
Just because we heard Teru's voice in the dining hall doesn't mean he was literally in the dining hall. Huh? Why? Remember the floor in the dining hall? It was full of gaps, right?
You can make out a voice.
So even if you shouted from under the floor, it should have sounded just like the voices in the dining hall.
To make it look like they have their own alibi.
But
Okay. That's way weird. But there's no way you can get out of this.
So he brazenly shouted from under the floor to make us think he was in the dining hall. Is that true, Teru?
hold on a second.
Can you explain this, Teru?
I told you to wait a second, ain't I?
Okay. I think he's going to panic right now.
What are y'all even saying anymore? I'm telling you, I was in that there dining hall during the blackout.
Dude, what's with your language, man? Are you a foreigner?
Where are you from again?
I was born in West Asabu and raised in South Aoyama.
I don't know. I don't know what's the big deal with this language.
Hey, you guys! major liar!
How can you tell?
If Taro was in the dining hall during the blackout, he should have been there after the power returned, right?
Well,
Well-
I believe so. There's no way he could have gone back and forth in that dark hallway.
Huh? Was Taro actually there during that time?
I don't think so.
I sure was. I was there the whole damn time.
Something like this shouldn't be decided by gut instinct. People's lives are at stake.
Damn right. You guys should have been deciding this on the spot with your hazy memories.
Billy,
His accent is getting even worse! He's definitely lying!
how can you tell what's lying, Yoko?
However, I am not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there.
You think?
No! Is there any way we can decide?
Why don't we consult his memories?
Oh. His memories?
Crouch, yeah, don't be saying things like that. Don't make no sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall? I probably can't.
Does it?
Oh, you again.
You're making a weird sound. When I don't know, Taro was in the dining hall during the blackout. You don't know for sure. I just need to throw that question at him. You took on Mikan's embarrassing pose. I don't know what's had to involved with the evidence exactly. So I think if he would have known Mikan got slipped over, she would just sort of like get mouth falling over against something horny.
I can prove it with this. If you're claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back, then you should know how Mikan was positioned at the time, right?
he must have just start drilling himself. Like if Taro was in the dining hall, he'd start drilling himself underneath her panties.
What?
I guess you didn't know.
Don't make me remember! It's so embarrassing!
I'm sorry, Mikan. That's the only way.
No, this is a very important question. Well, Taro, if you were really in the dining hall at that time, you should know the answer to that.
Show her that
It's a
pose
pretty
again.
clever way of tripping. There's no way you'd forget about it so easily.
I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! I showed you something so unsightly!
No, I think that's very helpful. I mean, if Taro was to know about your position, he would have his own alibi then.
How about it? You can't answer, Taro?
Well, if you start sweating, it means he can't know.
That's weird. Just slipped from my mind.
And what's with your surroundings? Like dark lines around it.
There's no way it would slip from your mind, especially not a pervert like you.
Even so. Nagito, say something!
I guess you might have to give up now.
You must have already knew it, didn't you? Seriously, why I did that?
Give up? What do you mean, give up?
Oh, he's trying to shut him down.
Teru. I'm disappointed too, you know. It's lonely watching someone I admire reach the limits of their hope. It kind of feels like a broken dream.
Nagito, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the killer like that? Hold on a sec. Don't go moving this along on your own like I really am the killer.
Back to his ass again.
Huh? But it's already decided, right?
No.
What's what you saying that?
I'm not the one that hadn't been cleared up yet, Chef.
What?
No use! I can't understand him anymore!
You're saying he's lying, right?
It appears he's saying the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet. You understand him?
I already know that already. I know what the word meaning of it. It's kind of like a similar language.
But it's such a sad defense. This is too cruel.
Oh, you calling me the killer? Then where's the weapon?
Come on, Monami! Enough with the whimpering and translate!
Come on, it's not that I mean, no kind of translated, like, anything.
He said, if you're calling me the killer, then where's the weapon?
Weapon, huh? Yeah, it's not the knife, right?
Judging from Kakuya's wounds, it was a thin, edged tool that's roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
Also, if they stabbed from under the floorboards, the weapon would need to be at least 50 centimeters in length.
That'll be tiniest of all.
After all this, who cares about the weapon?
We do!
Not good enough! Not good enough at all!
Oh my god, the way how you talk like that with different accents, you're getting like very angry.
He said, not good enough. Not good enough at all.
Fine, I got it. Let's try thinking about what the weapon was.
Wanna do it? Wanna do it?
What?
He said, try to do it.
Is that how you say it?
What a confusing accent.
Yeah, neither do I. Anyway, we need to focus and think about this. A thin-edged tool with a diameter of about 50 millimeter, at least 50 centimeter in length. A weapon that meets those requirements might have been used in this crime scene. Huh? What's that? Inmate's Gambit. Okay, so there's 2 words. Oh, I think I figured it out. It's the iron skewer. I remember saying something. One of the iron skewer was missing. That's what Byakuya is saying when we trying to confiscate all the dangerous items. There it is. There it goes, iron skewered. That's the real murder weapon.
That's it. The weapon must be the iron skewer.
Huh? The iron skewer?
Yep.
Before the party, as Byakuya was confiscating all the dangerous items, he spoke to Teru.
I checked the equipment list, and there seems to be one iron skewer missing. Yeah, that's what you said before. That one iron skewer is missing. But I mean, the mirror weapon was hiding somewhere. Ah, that's right. As far as I know, that's been missing from the start. But that was a lie what Teru was saying.
So that missing iron skewer is the weapon?
Yep.
An iron skewer would match up with the wounds perfectly.
Yep.
Hey, Teru, where'd you hide the iron skewer?
Oh my gosh! Stop foaming your own mouth.
Out of the vein!
Out of the vein? What does that mean? Is that? I don't know. It's kind of like a cultural culinary food stuff. I don't know what that is.
Avril Lavigne? Huh? Did he really just say that?
I don't get that word mean.
He's just saying random shit to fuck with us. You probably dumped it somewhere on the island, didn't you?
No, I don't think he didn't like throw him out because of the school rules. Because you can't throw him out. That it was literally.
This school trip has a no littering rule. If he had violated it, the island sirens would be ringing non-stop.
Yeah, literally.
Island sirens? Just for littering?
Also, I was on guard duty, and I never once saw Teru leave the old building.
So he must be hiding it in the old building then.
Which means we obviously hid it somewhere in the old building.
It's probably the kitchen again, right?
Oh god, that's what the kitchen stuff is.
Teru, just man up and be straight with us.
You're not a monkey, Teru. Jeez. Finally, we are near the end. Oh god, we're almost getting close to the end, and almost feel like I'm an hour. A corner opponent will be surrounded by soul shields and simply will not listen to what you have to say. That's kind of like different for the first one. It will probably pain you to condemn your classmate, but this is a class trial after all. You must argue against your opponent and destroy the soul shields. High-speed dispute battle where you beat down panic opponents. Excuse nonsense. That's the bullet time bomb. Sorry, the Panatalk action. Oh, sure, you're about to say the BTB, the one like the first one, but you decided to clean them out the same like other word, the Panatalk action. So let's make that a PTA. P panic, T talk, A action. We're showing it to PTA. I just said that already. During PTA, you must destroy all of your opponent's soul shields so you can deliver your final strike. In order to do that, you must destroy your opponent's remarks while following the tempo of the song. Sure, but listen to it, just like what I did last time. Time your button press with the tempo markers as they move across the screen. Match the tempo markers by pressing the B button. How does exactly? You will be able to lock on the opponent's march. If you keep pressing it, it will be able to lock on to multiple remarks at the same time. Okay, I thought if you release the B button in time with the tempo marker, okay, it got some of the text I got it wrong. It will intercept the lock on remark and destroy it. By holding it, by destroying remarks, you will be able to damage the soul shields, protecting the opponents and destroy them. However, you cannot destroy the remarks within the time limit, you will end up getting hurt. Then PT8, you can press the start button to reveal the control. But for this PT8, just focus on pressing B. Please wait for another time for the other features. Sure, you gotta wait for another class trials if we have the argument with someone. Do this constantly and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll intimidate and tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll find yourself in tempo down situation. Song change the tempo change. This will alter the timing for each button. Please be careful. Last but not least, let me tell you about the final blow. Oh sure, you gotta do the final thing. So it's not like present evidence in. If you destroy all the opponent's soul shield, they will start to give their final argument. And if that happens, 4 words will display on the top, bottom, left, and right side of the screen. Each of the 4 words constantly to a B button, Y button, X button, and A button. Like, I don't know. It's just I'm playing on a PS4 controller, so I have to tell. If you press the buttons in the right order, you won't be able to compose the words of your final strike. Ending narrator. Please make your argument while searching for the words that will triumph your opponent's final argument. Also, if you don't deliver your final strike within the time limit, the opponent's soul shield will recover. Well then, go have fun. Of course, you gotta do the same thing there, Dick. Okay, now that's getting really intense for this.
He said, oh, what the hell are you even saying, you stupid country head?
Oh, shut up already.
I guess we have no choice but
Hey,
to
not that already.
find out for ourselves.
If the ice cube is a weapon, then hiding it in the kitchen would be the easiest way to slip it by. But Bianca and I checked the kitchen pretty early before the party started, which means unless the weapon was already hidden somewhere we couldn't find it. Could it have been in an unexpected place? You're referring about the dish then. Where would that be? Where did he hide the long weapon like an ice skewer? Think carefully.
I'm not hiding anything.
Sure.
I'm not hiding anything!
Jay, whatever you said, Terato. I must reveal to Terato conclusive evidence that proves that he is the killer. I'm gonna do a thing. Panatalk action. Okay, that's really different.
Shut up!
So, I should press A. Okay, just hold it.
Unforgivable!
Okay, I missed. So I have to hold it.
Shut up!
At least I got like a limited bullet.
Impossible! Nonsense! Unforgivable!
Okay.
I don't know. Nonsense!
I'm paying focus right now. I didn't pay attention to what the hell.
Unforgivable! Shut up!
That's
impossible.
really easy for this. Okay.
Where would the weapon be?
The meat on bone? No?
Nonsense!
I think I got wrong word.
Where would the weapon be?
Meat on the bone?
This is the end.
There it goes. Jeez. That was so hard that I couldn't even know what to do. I'm pretty sure I got the button wrong for it, but how you work.
Inside the piece of meat on the bone.
What did you say? There's no way I'd hide anything. In a place like that?
Sure. Whatever.
That's clearly impossible. I mean, that's inside the food.
Yeah, that's what we think, right?
Impossible. That's what Byakuya and I thought. That's why we overlooked it.
It seems there are no dangerous islands like the skewer in the Shushka about earlier, inside that pile of food. That appears to be the case. Phew. I would have known what to do if he said fish bones and meat bone were also dangerous islands, but that's what we all think, right?
But in fact, The only place you could hide the weapon was inside the food that couldn't be inspected.
Yep.
Out of all the dishes you prepared, the only one that could hide a weapon as long as an iron skewer is the meat on the bone.
Oh, it's like a giant meat that was holding it?
What now? I'm using my right to remain silent.
But we did check it out for see if they're inside of it.
There's no way that exists here. We need to confirm this now! So if we eat that tasty-looking piece of meat and find the iron skewer inside, bullseye!
Oh jeez, I kinda appreciate you gotta eat all the big chunk of meat.
Alright. Monokuma or Monami, one of you hurry and bring over that piece of meat.
1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll eat the whole thing!
It seems he's just gonna start in 10, doesn't it?
Wait, hold on a second. Time out, time out.
What are you doing? Hurry up and bring it over!
About that.
What? Oh, where'd it go?
Huh? Where did Monokuma go?
Did he run out somewhere?
I'm right here!
What the heck?
I'm already eating it!
Since when you haven't eaten the meat? Are you taking a break?
A bear that eats meat!
So what?
Wait, now that I think about it, that's pretty normal.
That's it? I don't know. Does bear eat meat? I don't think so. I mean, does that eat for praise, but whatever.
What is this? So yummy!
But how do you eat that meat in the first place?
Damn it! That's my meat!
Oh well, snooze your list, Akane.
I've never eaten anything like it in my entire life! The taste brings me back to my days in the wild.
That makes no sense.
This is bad. Seriously, this is really bad.
Well, you got screwed up.
My! There's something inside the meat!
Is it?
Look what came out!
Really? How the heck did you make that?
Is that an iron skewer?
Is it just like put like bones in it?
Check it out. The handle looks like it's made of bone. Pretty clever.
The sword of destruction, encased in bone and sheathed in meat. It's brought catastrophe unto Byakuya.
As expected of Teru. Such a fantastic weapon from the ultimate chef.
Why? We had to get to see inside like being unexpected ways.
You're wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm not the kind of person who would kill someone.
What's too late now?
I got it. You all set me up. You guys set me up so you could blame this on me.
So what? That's the only way.
Jeez, what a disappointment. Such an unseemly defense for an ultimate like you. Can you really call that hope?
Hey, Nagito. I'm sorry, but can you just be quiet?
You said that, Jackie. You're not really kidding. Okay, now you're back to the language stuff again.
You're all nothing but a bunch of poor, loudmouth, fast food eating hicks.
Hey, that's very rude. Even I eat fast food all the time, so screw you.
You don't need to translate anymore. Somehow I can tell what he's trying to say.
Let's just deal with Nagito later. More importantly, we should first.
I guess we need to settle this. Once and for all.
We're almost close to the end.
To do that, we need to go over the entire incident from beginning to end and make everything clear.
Go over the entire incident. And then I can prove Teru's crime. That's right. If we don't do that, we can't end this no matter how much time passes.
So, we need to do it.
Oh god. Guess we had to do this one big, huge closing argument then. So it's finally come to this. My job is testing. Does it, narrator? Every case has one last feature to bring the class trial to an end. This is a closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the order of the events in the case in the form of comic book, like the first one. This reproduction is merely Hajime's imagination, so there will be gaps here and there. Gaps are areas where a number of pieces are missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the truth panels provided. Around 3-5 truth panels make up one set. Inside, I once said there will be correct panels placed among incorrect panels. If you use up all the correct panels contained in one set, it will switch to a new set. After that, if you fill in all the holes, you will clear the challenge. I'm pretty sure some of you already know this, but it will be difficult to complete with so many games, but once you fill in some of them, it will become much simpler. For those of you who played the previous game, you might hesitate at first, but it's basically the same concept. Of course, I'm playing it for the previous. Now then, while playing and solving this closing argument, there is a certain trick, is it? If you move the reticle into the gaps on each page, it will display hints at the top of the screen. Oh, thank goodness. Even then, I just trying to look through what they have to do exactly. It'll be hard to look through for each panels and each sides of it. This type of hint will ask what kind of scene is drawn in that gap. Also, if you move the reticle into the true panel, it will display a hint as well. This hint explains the scene contains in that panel. Yeah, that's one thing. They kind not sure what they're doing with this panel exactly. Put together these two hints and think carefully. Of course, don't forget that there will be time limit. I figure that'll take a long limit then. Well then, good luck, have fun. Okay, let's do this. Closing argument. Starts. Finish your thoughts. This is gonna be a long one, so I'm gonna pull up everything that knowledge I can know so far. So, I'm gonna show you what's played. At the storage room, before the blackout, the iron turned on. There it goes. It's the same scene as the office. It's set to 11:30. This might take a long time to do stuff. Everyone at the party is... Oh, shocking. So it's got different kinds of panels. That's good here, no? The moment at the Byakuya, whip. Who did Byakuya see? Nakito. And the kill tamed the light. Women hidden in. Just it. This. That's be a lot to explain. And that's. I'm pretty sure that might be our last panel, right? That the actually turned on. What else that panel that missed? The internet light. The meat. Closing the fire door. Last start. Okay, that's our last one. The switch on. That's the stove. And oh my god, that's a long page. That's fine. And last one. Yep, there's one Ibuki. Okay.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Let's go.
Let's try going over the whole incident, beginning with right after the party started. Byakuya had us gather in the dining hall of the old building near the hotel. He was extra cautious about a murder occurring that night because of a threatening letter he received.
I was a little lucky enough that he had to look like if I keep messing I had to go through it over again, like last time. So that'll be good enough.
Therefore, he decided to throw a party so he could monitor us.
Oh god, why you had to show Peko
Though
about
one
going to the
person
bathroom?
didn't come, the rest of us assembled at the dining hall, and the party was underway. But at that time, the trap set by a certain someone was already in motion.
It was a Nakito, right?
They plugged 3 irons into the outlets in the storage room, which nearly capped the power usage.
Yep.
Additionally, they prepared something else that would activate at 11:30 p.m.
Both at the same time.
The air conditioners in the office and dining hall. They had already set the timers for these. Thanks to the irons maxing out the power usage, the breaker was tripped when the air conditioners kicked on.
Gonna put heartbeat then?
Since the windows in the old building were covered, the blackout plunged the dining hall into total darkness. But when that happened, Byakuya took out a specific item that he brought in his case.
Oh God,
That item
really?
was the night vision goggles.
Now? Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Apparently my calls from my boss about my work. So you know the drill.
Byakuya was so concerned about a murder occurring that he brought a variety of security equipment with him. When he put on his night vision goggles, Byakuya witnessed a certain someone making a suspicious move.
And then chases after Nagito.
He saw Nagito guiding himself with the desk lamp's power cord so he could get under the table. That's right, everything up to that point was all part of Nagito's plan. The murder warning to Byakuya, the source of the blackout, it was all Nagito. While the blackout was happening, someone else, the real killer, began making their move in the kitchen.
Yep.
The killer probably already knew about Nagito's plan, so they knew a blackout was coming. That's why the killer prepared all the items they would need to commit their crime in the dark beforehand.
Turn
They
on the
needed a
stove.
light source, which was provided by the portable stove in the kitchen. They needed a weapon, too. This had also been hidden in the kitchen beforehand.
Oh,
The long
jeez.
iron skewer used in the churrasco dish. The killer hid that inside that meat with the bone in it.
I kind of know how the heck you even made that iron skewer. Exactly. I kind of like to know.
With the weapon and portable stove in hand, the killer stepped out into the hallway. First, they closed the fire door in the hallway so their light source wouldn't peek toward the dining hall.
Yep.
Then, guided by the light, the killer headed toward the storage room and grabbed a specific item.
And bring out
That's
the
right.
tablecloth.
A tablecloth to block the blood splatter. With this, the killer finished their preparations and snuck under the floorboards through the secret passage.
I can give you a note. There's some kind of like a weird black square spot, tiny little bit. To one of those panels. I think that's the period
They
of
probably
another
turned
nowhere.
off the portable cooking stove at that point, or left it near the entrance of the door. The floor in the dining hall is full of gaps, so there's no way they could have safely held a light source.
Okay.
But thanks to the glowing mark they painted earlier, the killer was able to get beneath the table.
So it just had like just wait for a bit, like to win the night then. Then Byakuya
Under
just
the
took
table,
it.
Byakuya found the knife that had been hidden there. If only he had retrieved it, he probably wouldn't have gotten killed. He had
Yep.
to retrieve that knife, and at that moment,
They go stab. Many times, right?
the
Oh.
killer lurking beneath the floorboard stabbed straight up with the iron skewer. The killer had been waiting in the dark for the moment when the glowing paint began to move. After they
Man,
murdered
but-
Byakuya, the killer purposefully shouted from beneath the floorboards to make it seem like they were still in the dining hall. Afterward, they came out from underneath the floorboards and rushed back to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then, after hiding the murder weapon in the kitchen, they rejoined the group as if nothing had happened.
Wow. Never thought for sure how the heck the iron skewer was just hidden there for all this time.
There's only one person who would have been able to commit this crime, especially if that person is someone who'd think of an unexpected way to hide a weapon inside food.
Why?
Isn't that right, Teru Hanamura?
I mean, Teru was my second favorite of all. But I know what my first one is Shaki because she's the type of girl who loves playing games all the time. Look on your face.
That's what happened. How about it? Did I get anything wrong?
This is a mistake. A mistake, I tell you. I would never kill anyone.
It's too late for that, Teru. It's too late for that.
Would never.
God dang it, why would you do that? Seriously.
It seems this is the end.
Well, that's kind of really felt like despair, does it? Okay, I got Hajime case closed. How did I do? A B? Really? I made B for nothing? Like, give me the details how it was? Okay. How the heck did I get B? Is it because of the Haman's Gambit thing? Seriously? I got perfect for the missteps. How could I miss it from the closing argument? Seriously! Even I got the difficulty bonus for based on the class Charles what I picked. And I got 500 points for that? Wow. But seriously, why did it have to be B? Maybe because I failed that from the Handmaid's game. But I got out of coins about 122. So that's fair enough.
It looks like your argument has come to a close.
Dude, are you being sucked? Voice gave me deep.
Whoops! I lost control of my wild side for a second. Was that a side effect of the meat I just ate?
No.
Well, putting that aside, let's move along to the nerve-wracking voting time! Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Oh, just a reminder, make triple sure you vote for someone!
I know that already.
If you don't vote, I'm gonna eat you up just like that meat from earlier!
You know, seriously, you gotta eat us, soldier.
Why did this happen?
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Oh man. Not looking forward to see how it goes. I'd like to ask why Terra 2 had to do it. Maybe he made a mistake for some reason. And we got results. Well, class trial, all eyes. It's come to an end. Gee, that'll take a long time.
Correct!
Am I been leveled up for some reason? I don't know. I mean, it's been a very long time since I'm not sure what level I am exactly. So let me just save here, and we're done here. So that's all for the class trial we haven't. Since the class trials will take forever, it's been almost like an hour and a half. Since it's gonna be taking like a long time to make some kind of rendering stuff. So, but I will come back again next week. But just to let you know, I'm gonna upload it from different days, which is gonna be for one for today, the others for tomorrow. That way to make it like easy to do it. But I don't want to waste my time like doing stuff what I've been doing, like doing uploads and everything. But even then, the uploads will make it like faster. But I just want to make it like quick as possible. So that way, I just wanted to do like other stuff I had to do around exactly instead of doing uploading on here. But anyway, and also I gotta do off screen like last time, like doing something for I got saving up for my mana coin is for trying to get some more presents for just in case if I do like a free time event if I have to do something for a bit. So yeah, that way I have to get lots of stuff I got. But I'm not gonna show you. I gotta wait a second since I'm forever gonna show you what it is. But just only a showcase, just to let you know. So anyway, that pretty much it for Danganronpa 2. Goodbye. Despair. If you liked the video, hit that like button too. Light them up. If you want to see my videos, so check out the other videos, go subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Later.